Hey y'all, it's Hans. Welcome back again this week. We're going to get right into this review because it's a big one. One of the most anticipated scopes to come out in a very long time from Pulsar. I know that there's been a lot of people talking about, a lot of questions wanting to know when these scopes are going to hit the dealers. But today we're talking about the Pulsar Thermion XQ38. As you know, as we always do, we're going to do a complete rundown of all the specs. You're going to get to see videos. We're going to talk about the functionality, ID range, and also where to get this scope. But first thing, before we get into that, if you want to see a very detailed, in-depth review, we've also done one. Jason at Outdoor Legacy Gear and I did one on the Late Night Vision Show podcast. You can hop over to that YouTube channel. It's the Late Night Vision Show. You can find it. We did it just recently, and it's about a 40-minute long review. So if there's more information that you want to hear about it or see about it, you can check it out over there on this channel, the HansETX YouTube channel, which correlates with the podcast. You're also going to get a chance to see the thermal video as I speak. We're going to talk about it. But one of the most anticipated, this will be Pulsar's #1 selling thermal scope here very soon. And not because it's of the price point, but because of the quality that you get and with conjunction with the price point. So to get into it, this was announced at SHOT Show 2020, 7 months ago now. This is, if you're watching this video, it is it's actually August of 2020. Availability right now is very tough. There's not a lot of these units in stock at the dealers right now, but they will start to get stocked back up. Pulsar will start to send out more and more of these scopes. So inventory will get better as we go along. And if you're watching this video 6 months from now, they might be lined up on the shelves. But if you're looking to purchase this unit or any thermal night vision unit, please go over to outdoorlegacygear.com. You can call Jason over there, 877-350-1818. Again, him and I do the Late Night Vision Show podcast, which is a weekly podcast. So if y'all are watching, and if you have seen that, we appreciate it. So this is the Thermion XQ38. Let's jump right into the specs. So the price on this is right at $3,300. So I mean, $3299.97. So right at $3,300. The magnification starts out on 2.5 power and goes up to 10 power. The resolution on it's 384. So back into that what the Trail XQ38 was. It's the 384 resolution. It does have an internal video recorder in it. It also records audio, multiple color palettes, picture-in-picture display. It does have the Wi-Fi streaming to the Stream Vision app that you've probably heard about many times on this channel. It does have a focusable, it's got an eyepiece diopter focus, and it does have a focusable objective lens, which is very important when picking out a thermal scope, especially in this price range. And it does have rechargeable batteries. So there is an internal battery that does not remove. You can get about 3 to 4 hours of runtime on the internal battery. It does have a one removable battery at the top. So it goes right there in that top turret, and you'll get about 2 to 3 hours out of that. So you could get about 6 to 8 hours of runtime in between charges on a full charge. In between hunts. So if you want to, pick up an extra battery to have with you, but I take this thing out all night long now. I use a monocular, so my scope does not stay on for long periods of time. My scope only comes on when I need to shoot something. So, a full charge lasts me a long time. If you don't have a thermal monocular right now, that's okay and understandable. But if you're not actively using it, you want to definitely leave it in standby mode, but they get about 6 to 8 hours of runtime. So you can see I've got a mount on it right now. What I would strongly suggest, this is the American Defense Manufacturing mount sold at Outdoor Legacy Gear. You can purchase these for $180. It is a quick release. It's got a 2-throw lever, and it does lock. 2-throw lever, QD mount, one piece, and it's cantilever. These mounts are the best that I've seen for the Thermion. I absolutely love them. I put them on every Thermion that I test, every one that I use personally, and it is by far my favorite, made in the United States. Good quality company, and they produce a very good product. But you're getting yourself a $3,300 scope. Don't just go out and buy you some cheap 30 millimeter rings. Get you got a nice, scope get you a nice mount. And I definitely suggest the American Defense Manufacturer mount on this. As far as functionality, we'll go over that really quick. It does have the lens cap cover, goes up and down. I mean, no problems with that. It's hard plastic. I've got a Thermion XP50 that I bang around at times and never have any problems with the lens cap. I talked to you about the top turret where the removable battery goes. It's got the internal battery. You'll never see it. You'll never know it's there. You do also have a removable cap on the side. This is where you can actually charge the unit, both batteries at the same time. You can plug it right there, and with a USB cord that comes with the scope, you can plug it into the wall. Charge both batteries at the same time. That's what I do. I never remove this top battery, charge both batteries at the same time. Also, this is where you can plug in the USB cord and hook it up to your laptop to get the videos directly from the scope onto your computer. That's what I do. That's the easiest way to do. The Stream Vision app is there, but I will say downloading videos from it takes quite a long time. You can do it in a fraction amount of time doing it directly from the scope to the computer versus trying to download them through the app. We talked about the focusable objective lens with the big grommet right here, and the focusable eyepiece diopter focus right here. It's just a rubber little ring. You'll feel it, and you can turn that. That focuses the screen. You look at the numbers on the screen, get that focused. Up here, you got 3 buttons, the 3 ones that you'll probably use more than any other time. You got a power button, you've got your zoom button, and this is where you actually can bring up your picture-in-picture display, which is also, we talked about one of the specs that comes with it, and then your record button. Those are the 3 you're going to use the most. On the side here, there is a button that you can push. You can do a short push and adjust your brightness and contrast. You can do a long press, and that gets you into your menu. And you can scroll through your menu by turning this dial. It's very intuitive, very good design. And with the functionality of the scope, they've thought about this a lot. I love the design of the Thermions. Jason and I have talked about that a lot. It looks like a traditional rifle scope. The eye relief is perfect. It does come with a rubber eyepiece that extends. I don't use it. I like it without it. I think, with the way it lines up on the. Now, I mount mine on an AR, but they've made these where you can mount them on bolt guns. That's one of the reasons for this design, is because you can use any set of 30 millimeter rings. So if you want to put this on a bolt gun, you are more than welcome, and it will work well. That was one of the problems with some of the prior scopes, was that it wasn't very easy to mount it on a bolt or traditional gun. And that's where a lot of these guys that are hunting all around the country, where maybe you're in an area that you can only hunt with a bolt gun. I know a lot of people overseas that can only use bolt guns really like this design. I love it as well. Now, as far as ID range, you saw some of the videos. We looked at animals at different yardages, all the way from 50 out to a couple hundred. I'm going to say the realistic conservative ID range for somebody that's fairly new into hunting, it's going to be about 400 yards. If you are an experienced hunter, I think you're going to be able to ID more than that. It could be 500 yards, maybe even could be more, depending on how much you hunt, how much you thermal hunt and night hunt. Anybody that hunts at night and uses thermal know that there's a learning curve when it comes to IDing animals and knowing the mannerisms and the way an animal moves. But the more you hunt, I think the longer your ID range is going to be. And the picture on it's very good. It does have the new sensor on it, the new sensor that everybody's been talking about, the new Pulsar sensor. It does have that in it, and the picture on it is very good. If you have a Pulsar Trail XQ38, which is a great scope, I had one and loved it before we switched over to the Thermions. I would definitely consider upgrading, and I'm not just saying that because there are times when we would say, hey, there's a new scope, but it's not necessary to upgrade. I really think at this point, the Trails have been out for several years now. They were discontinued at the end of this last year. There's a lot of things that are very good with this scope that I am glad that that I'm able to upgrade into the new model. But larger viewfinder screen, with what they're going to be able to do with firmware updates in the future, and what they've already done, they've already made these picture image look sharper and more clear just by software and firmware updates. They're going to be able to continue to do that with the new Thermion design. And man, they are doing a lot. And those improvements that they're doing, they're sending out to everybody for free. It's not costing you to upgrade the firmware updates, but they're doing a lot of innovation, a lot of testing just to get it down to the best possible picture that they possibly can. I'm going to say the likes and dislikes. If anybody knows me, I'm a big fan of the Thermion. I use the Pulsar XP50, which is the 640 resolution scope. That's my one of my favorite scopes, and that's what I use almost 100% of the time. I love the design. Obviously rechargeable batteries. I use the picture-in-picture option a lot when hunting because I shoot coyotes at pretty long ranges. I shoot hogs, at close ranges, but I like the ability to pull up the picture-in-picture display. It's something that's very important to me. The mount, if you got an American Defense Manufacturer mount or a good quality mount, that's a huge like. I mean, if you're putting something, slapping some $30 rings on it, I'm not going to say you're going to have problems, but I would invest a little bit of money and get you a good mount. You got a $3,300 scope, get you a good mount. Also, I think it does have multiple color palettes. I don't use them that often. I use black hot and white hot. I know you got a chance to see some of the color palettes in this video. They look great, but as far as shooting, or ID, and sometimes it makes it difficult, but it does have multiple color palettes if that's something that tickles your fancy. And then the last thing, as far as dislikes, the one thing that Jason and I have talked about for a long time is how much we love the Thermion, but we're not crazy about the fact that it has an internal battery in it. That's really the only thing I can say negative about it. It does have one internal battery and one external removable battery. So, that's the only bad thing. You can swap out that removable battery if it goes bad from time to time. Pulsar has a very good warranty on their scopes. They have a 3-year warranty on their scopes. Buy from a reputable dealer. I hope you choose to buy from Outdoor Legacy Gear. And if you do, I know that you'll be taken care of, but buy from a good dealer, buy from a good thermal scope company like Pulsar. And I think you'll have a very good experience. Now, this is the Thermion XQ38. Again, one of the most popular. This was one of the most popular scopes even before it came out, and it's because of how popular the Trail XQ38s are now. It's a 2.5 power, perfect magnification. I mean, perfect magnification level for hog hunters in the south and the southeast, and people that are coyote hunting. I mean, 2.5 is very good. Now, we did a review on the XQ50. If you're wanting a little bit more magnification, the Thermion XQ50 came out not that long ago. It's a 3.5 power base magnification level. Price on that's right at $3,800, $500 more, but you're getting a little bit more magnification. So that has been the official Thermion XQ38 review. Thank you for being patient. I know a lot of people have asked about it. They've wanted to see it. They've wanted to see video through it. Been working hard. I have passed on so many hogs, that I didn't shoot just so I could get great video to share with you guys out there that wanted to see some thermal video. And I wanted to stalk up as close as I could. So the first group of video that you probably saw was the hogs at 50 yards. And I sat there for 5 minutes and was able to get 5 minutes worth of video. By the time I went to go shoot, they had already run off. But I was happy that I got good video with this unit. As always, if you want to purchase anything night vision or thermal related, give Jason Robertson a call, 877-350-1818. You can also email me. If you have any questions, you can comment to this video. You can find all this stuff on OutdoorLegacyGear.com. Thank you again for tuning in to the Late Night Vision Show podcast, our weekly show that Jason and I do from a wide variety of topics and reviews, but it's all related to hog and coyote predator hunting with night vision or thermal. So thank you all again. That show is blown up and is crazy big now. So thank you all so much. We will be back soon with more reviews, more hunting. It is August. Like I said, it is hotter than heck. But we are still getting out there hunting every night just for y'all so we can bring this video to you, and we will continue to do so. Thank y'all. We'll see y'all soon. Keep making them bacon pancakes.